podcast.
Yeah, my name is Omar Gomez. This is
Elizabeth Alvarez. Sorry.
This is our first episode of our podcast. We're doing this because we like to have conversations, like straight up.
Podcasts are pretty fun. We've done a couple other videos before, so we're kind of trying to do, essentially like a well-rounded channel, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Do a little bit of like podcast, which is a lot more natural, and then just a little bit of like cinematics. So you want to tell them what you do?
I'm a filmmaker here in Los Angeles. I've been freelancing for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
I work with specifically, I've been working with a lot of artists and musicians. They create like recap videos, behind the scenes stuff of their concerts and whatnot. So yeah, I've been doing that recently. It's been pretty cool.
So we want to kind of just do something that's going to help, with his creative.
Not just me, dude. Like, we're doing this because we like to have conversations.
But also, like we were talking earlier, I'm like, I want to start something. Like, I want to do something fun that we can do together. But it's like, it doesn't make sense for him to focus all his time on something that isn't film when that's what he's trying to do. So we're like, well, let's just really focus on like a channel and try and
just to create
grow.
things,
Yeah. So we're gonna be trying to do like not necessarily vlogs because he's not super into vlogs.
No.
So like we might have like more cinematic stuff, like mixing the both
together.
Yeah.
But back to the reason why for this podcast is just we just want something raw and to show us, because I feel like every other type of video is just like heavily edited, and all this shit.
Or it's like
fake ass stuff.
Even if you try, like we've tried being like supernatural in vlogs.
It just doesn't work, dude.
It doesn't. It's because you're staging everything. Like you want to make it look cool, but it's like the other day, I don't know what I was watching, but it was like you have to go put your camera there and then make it look like it's your first time walking by. So it's a lot of, staging. It's not as natural. Yeah,
a lot of people do find that naturally for themselves, but and obviously it takes getting used to it. But, and doing a podcast, we get to talk to one another. People get to listen, and they get to know the real us.
Yeah.
No editing. It's just nonstop.
Just straight
conversating.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's healthy. It's fun. We tend to have a bunch of random ass conversations.
Yeah. We have some pretty good conversations.
We do.
Yeah.
And we've been realizing that a lot.
Yeah, so that's kind of what fueled like maybe we should try a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be fun.
Like for example, I'm really obsessed with like zombies and shit, zombie movies. And
obsessed is an understatement.
And like every day, huh?
Yeah.
I ask you this.
No, literally, like we'll be walking somewhere or we'll be on the phone and he'll be like, what would you do if a zombie just tried opening the car door?
Or like attack.
It's like,
if a zombie started attacking you right now.
Like, yeah, it's like excessive sometimes, but
you can never be
his
too
mind
prepared.
is very imaginative.
Yeah. I can see myself making a zombie movie sometime.
Yeah. I hate zombie stuff.
Really?
It's just annoying. It's like...
How is it annoying, dude? It's possible. It's possible.
Has there ever been zombies, though?
Dude, look at the fucking Florida man. Ate a guy's face off.
Yeah, that's called being a psycho. That's like sociopath stuff.
Well, he was on drugs, but dude, if drugs can do that to you, like, what's another reason
a zombie is like how does a zombie even become a zombie without being bit by another zombie?
It's usually, like, for example, in a movie, let me think real quick. It usually starts by a virus. You somehow get infected by, like, another animal or, something like that.
Like rabies, but, like, on times 10.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
Okay.
But your body, you die, and your brain somehow is contaminated by this parasite that wants to eat other people, And it's scary, dude. Like, can you imagine having to kill me because I'm technically dead already, but my body is attacking you.
Bye.
You would die so easily.
No, he asks me all the time. Like, he'll bring up these scenarios. And it's not just with zombies. He'll be like, what if, like, you know, there's a huge tsunami? Or, like, what if, like, there's a fat earthquake? Like, what would you do, right? And I'm just like, honestly, like, I just lay there and wait for the ocean to come get me.
Or just die.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't even run. Like, I just be like, all right, I love you.
You know,
it's a great time.
You know what I've been thinking about recently?
What?
Is like nuclear explosion scenarios
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, especially like in LA.
Yeah.
Like if there were to be a bomb to explode in downtown LA,
Yeah.
I would die instantly.
Well,
not instantly, but the burns would kill me. I looked it up too.
No, yeah. I mean, in Vietnam, there's a lot of stuff.
Vietnam?
Yeah. They're affected a lot of...
From what?
Was it Vietnam?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm not really good at history, so I could just be saying...
You mean Japan?
No. It was like... I think it was like during the Vietnam War, they used a lot of like chemicals. They were exposed to a lot of chemicals.
Acids and bombs and stuff.
Yeah, so there was a lot of like radiation there. And
it's not even radiation. For Vietnam, they used a lot of poison gases.
Oh.
And it wasn't like radiation, but it actually affected people's skins and stuff.
Yeah, no,
it burned people's skins.
But to this day, there's still like there's like a high amount of kids being born with deformities.
No.
So it wasn't just like I was exposed to it then. It's like these people's kids or grandkids
are generations.
Yeah. So it's not even just like being here. It's like you're the future generations, because there's a high rate of orphans there due to these deformities, due to like all the chemicals that the people were exposed to. There's like these kids are being born with a lot of problems, and so there's like a high amount of like orphans. So it's scary, but I think it's gnarly. It's insane. I mean,
I'm kind of surprised. Well, I don't know about the facts of like after the U.S. dropped the bomb in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't Japanese people have like generations of deformity and stuff?
I don't know.
And you don't hear about that.
Yeah,
you know,
don't.
It's kind of weird.
You know what's really sad? This is kind of like a little random, but
What's up?
But a lot of like going back to Vietnam, a lot of these kids are orphans because their parents are like, oh my god, like we don't want I don't want you because they're deformed, you know?
Yeah.
And in a lot of European countries and China, I believe as well, a lot of kids who are orphans are like a majority of the kids who are orphans have like some type of like a lot of kids have like Down syndrome, and in Europe like you don't see them a lot, people who have Down syndrome, because a lot of parents like give them away.
That's fun,
yeah, like it's like here in the U.S. we're really open about it and we're accepting about it for the most part, but like compared to like some countries in Europe, like you literally like if you have a child with Down syndrome, like you're gonna get so much more. I don't want to say shit, but like it's a lot harder for people to like see you
like
in public
socially?
with a child. Yeah, but I guess like a lot of the kids who are orphans, it's not they're orphan because their parents died or whatever. They're literally orphan because they were born with like some
When I went to
disorder.
Japan, one of my friends that I met there, he was telling me that the Japanese like society. They kind of push away people like that.
Yeah.
Like, where you can't see them, you know? That's kind of fucked. Like, they don't build, like, handicap stuff for people to go on trains or, like, doors for handicapped people. Like, they don't do that, you know?
It's sad. It's really sad. A lot of these countries are not accepting. Yeah. I think that's one good thing about, I mean, at least from what I've seen, like, a lot of people are very accepting of people with special needs.
Yeah. We kind of got off topic from our introduction, but do you want to tell them a little bit about what you do and stuff?
Yeah, so actually I am in school. I'm about to graduate this coming school year, hopefully, and I am in school to be a speech therapist. So I actually work with a lot of kids with special needs. I go to Cal State Fullerton, so about 40 minutes south from here with no traffic.
Wait, what'd you say? You work with kids?
So I work with a lot of kids who have special needs. So It's opened up my eyes a lot.
Yeah, I bet. And your job
like
too,
even
no?
more. Yeah, well, my job, I work as an ABA therapist, so behavioral therapist, and they're all kids under 3. So I love them. They're my little angels.
She treats me like one of her kids.
But sometimes it's like, wow, like it's so eye opening. I feel like, I mean, I was never like closed. I've never been exposed to people with special needs. Like, no one in my family has anything. So I was just kind of like, okay, like, they're there, you know, be nice, whatever. Like, I was taught, you know, like, they're just like us. That
but
was
it's
it.
more
but
specified
working,
for speech, right?
Yeah, but we also see a lot of kids. Like, I intern at a clinic, and it's like we see kids with we see kids who are very high functioning. So they're more, quote, typical. But then there's kids who are, you know, 10 years old and then don't have a single word. So, and then there's kids who come in and who have Down syndrome, and then there's kids who have autism. There's kids who have, there's like a little girl that I know, she has like Angelman syndrome, and we have people with cerebral palsy. So it's not just like, it literally ranges from a kid having a lisp to a kid who can't move. So we see everything.
And
so.
it must be very hard for like, well, yeah, hard definitely for families or parents that have kids with needs, you know. I can't imagine going through
lot of the kids, I've like, when I talk about my job, I'm like, and I tell you all the time, like, sometimes the hardest part of my job was, as a behavior therapist, is
the parents.
It's not even their kids. It's because I'm trained to deal with the kids, and the kids, you know, they don't talk back to you, or, I mean, unless they talk, but a lot of them don't. And I can handle, you know, the kid crying for 20 minutes, but it's hard trying to, like, because I can't talk a lot with the parents.
What you're trying to say is, like, it's hard for the parents to understand what their kids have.
Because a lot of them don't, you know, they're in business, or, you know, they're hairstylists. They're not in this field of
knowing about this.
Yeah, so they're not exposed to it. And then accepting that their child has something is also, like, a whole other situation. So but I love it. It's awesome to see my kids progress. It's like proud mom moments.
Another thing recently, Elizabeth's birthday was about 2 days ago. She just turned 21. I'm also 21, but I've been 21
4 months away from being 22.
Yeah, I turned 22 in January, so that's not too far from here. Yeah, this year has gone by quick.
It has.
Holy shit.
Everything has gone by quick. I think when you were younger, like, you don't think everything goes by quick, but honestly, high school went by super fast.
Yeah.
College, even faster. Like, I remember it feels like I literally just moved to San Francisco. Okay, so, quick note. I lived in San Francisco for 2 years, and then I just moved to Fullerton a year ago, so.
She's finishing up her 4 years.
Yeah.
The last 2 years.
So, down in Fullerton, So, it feels like I just moved to San Francisco. Like, it's crazy. It feels like I literally just moved here, and it's been a year.
Yeah.
So, it's
We've been together for 3 years.
3.5.
Since senior year of high school.
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy. Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah, I've lived in LA for going on 3 years.
3 years.
3 years now.
This past month,
It's crazy.
Yeah, so we did long distance for 2 years, which was...
Should we go in depth in that a little bit? Just talk about how long distance was?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, like, how did you do it? But I'm like, honestly, it works if it's meant to be. Do you agree?
No, yeah, definitely. And it's definitely not easy.
It's not.
Because people have insecurities.
And also, we were so early into our relationship. Like, we were literally...
6 months in. 6 months
in. Like, a little under 6 months into our relationship when he left.
To LA,
Yeah. And then we were about 3.5 hours away from each other. But even then, I came to visit, like, once. Because then I left to San Francisco. So we were... How many hours is that? 7? 8?
About 7 hours away.
Yeah. So
7-hour drive away from...
We'd see each other about, like, once a month. I would either come down here or he'd go up there.
Yeah.
So it was...
What was the longest we went without seeing each other?
I think it was almost 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
It's crazy now to think back then, because now it feels like eternity when we don't see each other once a week.
3 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like last week, or last time... No, you went to Mexico, or you went to San Francisco recently. with your parents.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to see you for like a week and a half. And I was like,
gone
fuck, dude. Why are you leaving me?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it was rough the first year, obviously, like, you know, dealing with her personal stuff and then, you know, trying to, like...
Yeah, especially going through college and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you're finding a lot about yourself and the person you're with.
Yeah.
So a lot of, like, I was very insecure about everything the first few months. But I mean, we went through it, and here we are now, so.
But I really think it's, like, if you guys really love each other, it'll work out. You know, it really will.
I like you.
But, yeah, I mean, I think it really works out. I think it's, like, you really, you know, we still FaceTime a lot. Like, we literally FaceTime all the time.
FaceTime every single day. Like, when she gets off work.
It's not even, like, every day. It's, like, multiple times throughout the day.
I think we just got so used to FaceTiming while doing long distance that it just became a natural habit, you know?
Yeah, it definitely did.
Well, I'm sure other people FaceTime too all the time. No, I don't know. We do FaceTime a lot.
Not to our extent. I feel like we do it a lot. Like, sometimes I feel like my roommate doesn't ever talk to her boyfriend. And I'm just, like, on the phone with Omar, like, 10 times a day. Yeah. And then we text each other in between. But, I mean, yeah, I just got a lot to say. But, I think it's been... I feel like we're, like, in a really good spot.
Definitely.
I think our first year was a little rough.
Definitely. The first year was the hardest because we didn't know each other. We barely knew ourselves, dude. Right? Yeah, and then our second year was a lot more chill, and then this year is, like, even more chill. I mean, we might have to do it again. Which I think was... What? It's not news to you. If I go to grad school... It's not like I think about it. When was the last time we had this conversation?
We've talked about it, but... Well, it's because, like, I have to apply to... If I go to grad school, I have to apply in a couple months. So for me, I have to really think about, like, where... I don't know if I'm going to be living here in a year. Mm-hmm. So I think about it a lot more than you do, I guess, because I think about grad school a lot. So, but I think that's going to suck. Because, like, for majority... We have only lived near each other for a year and a half out of our entire relationship. And we've been together for 3.5 years. So 2 whole years we did long distance. Only a year and a half we've been living near each other. So that's really crazy, huh? But, like, if I were to move... Why? Because it makes you sad?
Yeah, dude.
I know it does, but, I mean, it's kind of reality.
You're really going to leave me again?
Well, you can come with me.
I know.
That's all I'm with. Yeah. But, I mean, it just depends on grad school, but let's not stress myself out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it's really, like, we're excited to see what happens next year, and from there on.
No, yeah.
Maybe some kids.
Oh, I got some recent news.
Did you hear me?
What?
I was on maybe some kids.
Oh, fuck. No.
We really want a dog, though. But it's so expensive. They charge you to have a dog at your apartment. We both live in apartments, and it's like, at my place, a monthly fee is like $80. No. It's a deposit for like $500, and then it's like $80 a month.
Yeah.
I can barely pay rent for myself.
We used to, talking about pets, we used to have a goldfish.
Rebecca.
How long? A year? It was like a year, dude.
Like a year and a half.
Yeah, like a year.
Tell them about traveling with Rebecca.
Oh my God. So we had this goldfish that we got for $1 at Walmart.
Yeah.
And we named her Rebecca, right? And she was a beautiful goldfish, you know. Every time we played fetch and stuff, she would get the ball. No, but we had her for about a year and a half, and we took turns taking care of her while we were doing long distance. So I would have her for like a month or whenever I would go see her, and I would take her with me when I would drive up there on the 7-hour...
We almost even flew one time, but it was like $80.
Yeah, we thought about flying a fucking goldfish with us. Yeah. And then she ended up passing away when she was in my hands. Because
he's a horrible father.
No, I don't know what happened. It was really weird.
Well, it happened to me too, though.
Yeah, remember? For some reason she one day she was upside down but still alive. Do
you remember when it first happened?
Yeah, you were freaking out.
So, Jacqueline, remember my roommate?
Uh-huh.
So my housemate, I was like, hey, I'm going home for the weekend. Can you take care of her? Just feed her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, and I think it was like the day I got there, she was like, she's been upside down all day. Like, I don't know what I did to her. But she was swimming.
Yeah, she was swimming upside.
Yeah.
I feel like she had gas or something, you know?
I Googled it, and I think it was like, it could be like a urine infection.
I don't know.
But, and then she was fine like the next day. She was fine
for like the next few months.
Yeah.
And then I brought her, and then she did, the same thing happened, but then like the next day she was dead.
Yeah.
And then I did a proper burial, you know, down the toilet. But it was sad.
It's crazy though, huh?
Yeah.
My parents laughed at us because they're like, you guys are ridiculous. Literally, this goldfish has traveled between LA and San Francisco so much. It's so funny.
It went like...
Several times.
Several times.
Like a handful of times.
Yeah. So we have this little bowl with like random ass questions.
Mystery question.
Yeah, and it's just a random ass bowl with a bunch of random ass questions.
We could just end the podcast with this little discussion.
Yeah, so she's gonna pick one out for the people that can see. She's picking one out of the bowl, and that's gonna be our topic.
We should do a podcast in Spanish one day.
No. So she's gonna pick a question, and that's what we're gonna talk about, I guess.
This one.
Okay, what does it say? Can I read it? I want to read it since you picked it up.
Yeah, that's a good question.
What is your ultimate goal in life? Oh, fuck, dude. You start, because I know mine is simple because I have no idea.
I think mine is just to be able to, like, make sure that when my parents get too old that I can have them in my house, or my sister have them in her house or whatever, and we can financially help them out, and then also be able to have a home. I really, 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 really want to buy a home at some point in my life. That's something like we've talked about, like it's a really key part, even though it's like nearly impossible in California right now, but I want to just like own a home and be able to, like, if like my parents get too sick or they're just too old, or his parents get too old, I want to be able to, like, you know, help them, or, you know, be able to send them money, or, you know, be able to, like, definitely. My parents, and also be able to live not paycheck to paycheck, because that's what I grew up with. Like, I mean, like, my parents live paycheck to paycheck still, so it's like I want to be able to, like, you know, be comfortable. I want to be comfortable. I don't care for, like, having the new phone. I mean, I do, but, like, I want to be... but, like, I don't care to, like...
You just want to be able to have a stable...
Yeah. That's, like, my simple, like, goal. There's, like, other goals, but they're, like, fantasy goals. Like, I want to travel every year, you know. But I think, like, just a realistic goal that is achievable. I mean, if anything is achievable, you put your mind to it. But I think that's just, like, in reality, that's all I really want, is just to be able to have a happy, healthy home and be able to financially support my parents.
Yeah, that's a great goal.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like
Thanks.
For me, when it comes to, like, the future, dude, I can't even see myself fucking...
You literally can't. I'll ask him, like, when do you think we'll be ready for marriage? When do you think we'll, like, be ready to move into... And he's like, I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner tomorrow. I'm like...
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
I think it's a guy thing.
Not even. It's just... I think it's just me, dude, because I don't know. I can't think that far ahead or even picture it. But I think one of my main goals would be this, was to be able to afford to buy not even a house for myself, but afford a house for my parents.
Yeah.
Someday in my adult life. I'm technically an adult already, but it's like...
Yeah, you're a young adult.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, I feel like when you're 21, you really don't know anything yet, you know? You're still young as fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
It sucks. I feel like we have this pressure of, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, there's this tweet I saw where it's like, why do I feel like I should have my whole life figured out, but I'm only only 20, you know, or whatever. And it's true.
It sucks.
Yeah. If at this age we feel like we're supposed to be hustling to buy a house already, you know, to start a family, I guess. But it's like, no. You know? It's crazy.
I think because there's, like, all these, like, social rules that are, like, being pressured onto us, that we're being pressured into, like, buy a home and have kids by your 30 and all that. So I think we're like, okay, if you're going to buy a home by the time you're 30, you need to be able to have a good job at, like, 22, save for, like, 8 years, and even then, it's so expensive in California. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. And then you want to have kids by, like, 28, so then it's like, kids are expensive, so it's like, you have to have money for that, and then you can't just have a home and then have $0 in your bank account, you know?
No, yeah.
So it's like...
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I'm not having kids.
She's always frustrated about having kids.
No,
but that's another conversation. That's a
whole other day.
So, we have we're planning to only do this podcast for, like, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
To start out with.
Not too long.
Not too long. Because I think 30 minutes is a perfect timing. We have 3 minutes left. So that's like a good time to start with. You know, we talked about a lot of things, didn't we? Yeah,
it's good, nice and easy for you guys, the audience, to also keep up with and not feel like it's dragging on. So
yeah.
I think it's a good time.
But yeah, I thought that was great so far. I hope that was interesting for you guys, for you -3 people that are watching. And yeah, we're gonna try to do this consistently as much as possibly as we can, right?
And then also produce other things as well if we can.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, should we just plug in our social medias, I guess?
Right here. Or mine.
Or you can say it verbally.
I don't know them.
You don't know your Instagram? No. Your Twitter?
No.
Fucking A, dude.
So you can list one right here.
I guess. I'll plug it in right there. No, but you can find me at Omar Gomez Films on Instagram and on Twitter. Nobody fucking knows us, dude. But if you guys want to go ahead and give us a follow or whatever.
Us.
But yeah, we just want to thank you guys. If you guys made it this far, specifically for the people that made it this far, I want to thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
For tuning in and taking the time out of your important day to listen to this. And for the people that are watching this, to watch us.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And keep up with our lives.
Sure.
Any questions, mystery questions? Let us know if you guys have any questions or just in general.
Yeah, if you guys have random ass questions, just go ahead and write it in the comments section, and I guess we'll go through.
Maybe we'll go through them.
We'll go through the 0 comments. And yeah, we'll answer them on here and stuff. So yeah, just make sure to like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Stay tuned for the next one, fellers.